Hi, I'm Madison at Scenic City Clay Arts, and we're going to teach you today how to use our slab roller. So our first step, we're going to want to make sure that we prep our clay. So I'm using recycled clay today, so I'm going to make sure we wedge it up really well. Cool. So I have my freshly wedged clay here. Now if you're using a fresh bag, you can probably cut like an inch or so just straight off the top and have like a nice flat square to begin with. But if you're using recycled, you're going to kind of want to flatten this out so it can start going through the slab roller. So I like to do that by kind of throwing my clay down, and I'm not just going to throw it down flat. I'm going to try to throw it and pull it towards me in the same motion. It can take a couple times like get the motion down, but it looks something like this. And it's going to make a lot of noise. That's part of the process. But you can see this like pulling motion is a lot more effective in getting your clay flattened out. So I want to start off with like a thinner rectangle. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. If you don't have a slab roller at home, you can also just use this pulling method to kind of throw some slabs if you don't have a slab roller. I'd say that's pretty good. It's probably wide enough that I can take this over to our slab roller. Cool, so now that we have our clay over towards the slab roller, we want to make sure we use the right sheet of canvas for our clay color. So we're going to use these brown canvas sheets for our brown and our red clay, and white kind of has its own separate canvas sheet. So we just want to make sure we don't get our white canvas dirty with a bunch of darker clay. Cool, so this is our slab roller. It's going to roll our clay out into a nice smooth sheet, but in order to do that we need to layer our clay in between two sheets of canvas. So my canvas goes on the bottom, clay, and then a canvas sheet on the top. Now some of these canvas sheets are sewn together. That's not a big deal. I like to put the sewn edge first. I just think that makes my life a little bit easier for when I start to roll it. So next we're going to want to choose our desired thickness. The slab rollers here have a dial to kind of tell you how thick your slab is going to be. There's a dial actually on two sides. So whatever thickness we choose, we need to make sure it's adjusted the same on both sides, so we don't have a slab that's thin on one side and thicker on the other. So looks like our slab roller is set to about 1/4 inch on both sides. I like to stay anywhere between like 3/8 to 1/4. Sometimes I'll go a little bit thinner, but just keep in mind the thinner you go, the more likely your piece is going to like warp. So just think about what you're making and how thick you want your slab to be. I'll say let's stick with 1/4 for now, but to adjust the slab roller, you rotate the knob up to go thinner and then down to go a little bit thicker. So I want my arrow indicator here to be right on this line, which indicates 1/4 inch. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, make sure it's nice and perfect. So I'm just turning the knob to make sure that 1/4 inch is indicated there. Sweet, now we're good to roll our slab. It's always good to align your clay longest in this direction because our slab roller is going to elongate it this way with the canvas. So it's nice to start out with a long rectangle so it'll kind of end up more square shaped than just one really long rectangle. Cool. We're going to get this canvas into the roller and get going. I like to kind of tug it through so it doesn't get tangled, and we're good to go. This might actually be too thick to go down to 1/4 inch. That's okay, we're going to try it. Okay, it's not bad. All right, so we're just gonna roll it through. I like to roll it through a couple times just for peace of mind, but that's just me. Roll it through again, and then back. I like to roll it through a couple times and I can kind of stop and check. Sweet, so now we have a slab that's more square than rectangle. And we can make plates with this, we could make fun bowls with our slump molds with this, mugs if you have a little form, totally up to you.